Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Doing good. It's a little hot, but how are you doing with the flooding?
Oh, the flooding. Honestly, I don't even know. I haven't heard anything about flooding in my area, but I know that we've had rainfall warnings, so maybe we're just one of the lucky ones. I'm going to be optimistic. Maybe we're just one of the lucky ones. How are you doing with the flooding though?
Well, it's Miami, so it floods often because, we're at sea level and it's rising and we're sinking. So, it
True.
hasn't actually been too I actually I work for a civil engineer, so we do a lot of stormwater management, so actually dealing with
Oh,
flooding is my life.
gotcha. I didn't realize that you were in stormwater. That's sick. What's that like? So that's got to be like super busy right now. And like
Uh, Yeah, construction's going crazy. So we design civil facilities, stormwater, water mains, sewer mains, and kind of grading on roadway and concrete and all that stuff. So essentially everything about the building that's not the building or electric.
I love what I do, but when I hear about what some of y'all do, I'm just like, wow, that is so fascinating. Like
I'm
I
not an
just
engineer. I am a humble engineering inspector. I went to school for it, but I
engineering
changed to
inspector. Oh my gosh, like humble engineering inspector.
so
That's
I
so
go to
sounds
the
so cool.
site. And I went to school for engineering, and I changed my degree about like a quarter in to journalism, and then ultimately to digital media, where I do my little fun podcast on the side and cover the basketball stuff. It's kind of like a creative outlet that also kind of makes money, so that's nice. But yeah, day jobs in engineering, a lot of stormwater management, a lot of making sure our sites are don't flood, checking to see after big rainfall, like, hey, are we good? Little things like that. So interesting work always here.
That's awesome. And how has the melee been going?
Mailer's been pretty fine. I think it's been pretty normal. I think I've kind of like, I'm not too down. I'm not too low. I actually really want to for today. I want to do two things. Oh, I wanted to send you something. I wanted to get your opinion on how this is applicable to my game because I saw that Jmook posted this like cool teeter ledge grab thing. I thought that that might be helpful for Peach,
Mm-hmm.
considering just especially me where I'm not great at wave dashing to ledge still. Hold on, I had saved it.
Sure.
Here we go. Wait,
So what
where's my?
is this, like an article? Is this a video? Is it
No,
like
it's a YouTube short. Here you go.
okay, cool. High level melee. Okay, cool. Yep. So let me see.
That like little ledge grab, the little.
So let me just take a look. Let me just lower the volume on this because I don't want to blow out my eardrums. And yeah, 1 second. So cool.
See that? Yo, someone clip that. That's the fastest way to grab ledge on FOD.
Oh, the
Cancel, then you fast fall right after.
teeter
See
cancel.
how fast that is.
Teeter cancel fast fall. Oh, is this just the T drop? This looks like T dropping.
I feel like half the stuff in melee like has existed forever, and we just keep rediscovering the same stuff.
Yeah, so let me see here. Teeter drop, PC drop. No, because T drop is the fountain thing.
I think this only works on FOD.
Yeah, so I don't actually know. I never actually learned how to do that. So that's interesting. I imagine it's probably useful with like
Right?
yeah, I would imagine it's probably useful with Peach just to like be able to grab the edge quickly, but yeah, like I
Is
mean
that
like
like a FOD ledge thing? What's going on?
okay, so let me see here. Video there's a video. Cuz of course there's a video.
The story starts here on Fountain of Dreams. Quite fitting, really, as for many people a dream is about to come true. More specifically, though, our main focus is here, know, not the ledge, the grass next to the ledge. You see, during the dash, there are a few actions that will halt your velocity very quickly. Smash turn, which you use for pivots and dash dancing. Shield, which you use for shield stops, and during the first 4 frames of forward dash, you can do an F smash or a standing item throw. Focusing back on the grass, normally the equation for calculating your velocity when you enter smash turn or shield during dash is your current velocity times move a little, which
Cool.
is that you
So
actually
basically,
1.25. So what this means is that you actually move a little bit backwards when you go into smash turn or shield stop. Ices don't have this property.
cool.
In melee, to move past an edge and go airborne, you need to go 0.1 melee meters past the ledge. For those that don't know, 1 melee meter equals 10 centimeters, so essentially you need to move 1 centimeter past the ledge to fall off. It's just enough for most characters to move past the edge.
Cool. So yeah, so this is like how this works. So
go airborne velocity you get is just enough for most characters
So-
from teeter.
How do you turn around?
Velocity you get. This means that using the strategy from teeter, the little backwards velocity you get is just enough.
I think
for
you
most
just turn
characters
and
to move
shield.
past the edge to
or
go
smash
airborne.
turn shield.
This is known as a T-drop, or, as I've seen, a dingo drop. Now, remember how I said that most characters can do this? This is because some characters either have too slow of a dash, too high...
That's so funny. Okay, so
Okay, so it doesn't actually work.
Okay, there we go.
I'm glad we went through like the math, because that would have been really disappointing if we had like worked to like implement this and then
That's so
like it
funny.
just didn't work. That would have been really, really sad.
That would have been so funny. Okay, well, that's one question answered. Okay, then, moving on. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was the Peach Ditto. It's a matchup that I grown at. I don't like to play, and I'm not very good at it. And like I played a Peach yesterday for like I don't know, felt like 40 minutes, and it's just really struggle. I'm glad that I got to play it so much, and I really don't know what to do in it. I feel it just feels really unnatural to me. I don't like it. I think I probably dislike it as much as I dislike Marth. I just play it like way less frequently. So I wanted to kind of see if maybe we can help develop a game plan for that, because I don't want to be, like it's like a glaring hole in my game, and she's obviously like a top tier character that people play a lot. So
Yeah, so there's kind of a few ways that we could like approach that. I'm thinking that like, do you want to take a look at maybe some of the more high level Peach Dittos that we've like a high level Peach Ditto and see what we can glean from it for part of it?
Love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So who has played each other recently? I know that like Trif and Lod.
The one I think about is Polish. Is it Polish Lod at Smash World Tour?
Okay.
Might have been that one.
Is there anything that's a little more recent? Just because, like, I
Not
think
thinking of one.
Smash World Tour was a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I think that one that we actually I wonder.
Bbatts probably has played Wally at a nightclub.
How about Bbatts Trif from
that?
Rise and Grind 2023? So it's 9 months, but it's like more recent than that.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, let's take a look at that, because I know that Trif has like practice versus Armada like from back in the day, and like is quite good at it. So I feel like this is like a very good jumping off point for this matchup. So let's grab that. We'll do this screen, and let's take a look at like some of like what they're doing and what we can take from this. So the one thing I want to ask you is like, just going into this, what do you think you usually do in this matchup?
So I think I try to. What do I do? Really just vibe, coach. I don't have a plan. I just kind of play it. I don't really have a lot. I think I try to pull turnips because I think turnips are good in that matchup.
Turnips are good in this matchup, so absolutely. No argument
I think
there.
I try to play it like a little bit like Puff at times, or like I want to get below her, like the other Peach floating, especially if they're kind of like at midair or whatever. I want to kind of get there. Really very careful of down smash, obviously. So
I'm almost wondering, do we need to be careful of down smash in this one? Because like if we don't hold down on it, then like or don't hold on down on it past like 1 or 2 hits, like, do we really take all that much damage from down smash? I don't think we do.
No, but I think that like, I think that down smash sends me like up and away, and I think that Peach under Peach is good for the Peach that's under, and I just think that gives me like poor stage positioning, or like stuff. I don't like being in that position. I don't use down smash too much in the matchup. And yeah, I'm scared to down tilt also for that reason, like in case I whiff and I'm holding down and I just get absolutely blended. So
let's look at what Trif is doing, because I think Trif has like a good handle. Let's see what Bbatts is doing to answer. Because I think that Trif is going to be the one with the more structured neutral game, and maybe he'll prove us wrong. Maybe Bbatts will surprise us, but like, so far what I'm seeing is that like Trif is willing to like aerial into shield, and he's willing to like hold and like be the Peach above the other Peach like a lot more. I noticed that he like, so something I think that he does here is that when Bbatts is above him, you'll notice he goes on to under the platform to kind of like help protect him from like Peach's like attacking forward trajectory. See what I mean? Like, it's kind of like...
Are you sharing the screen right now?
I should be.
I don't see it.
Click her names.
Her name? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm a little Discord.
No, it's all good.
Not very good at it. Okay.
All I'm saying is that, like, so when one of them's above the other, it looks like if they just run away from the other, it looks like very difficult for them to chase. So it looks like, knowing that, Trif puts himself under this side platform very smart, like in a very smart way. Because if Bbatts attacks him here, then he's protected. And if he attacks him coming like from this angle, it's very difficult for like Peach to get like a good hit on herself from this high on her crouch here. Like, she has to delay the aerial quite a bit. So then what I noticed then Trif does is like come up with this back air and moves away and then pulls the turnip. So I think that like this was well navigated. What do you think?
Yeah. I probably would have come up with up air, but yeah.
So like where would you so in that spot you would have come up with up air.
Yeah, I think yeah, probably that. What, like if we were like running it slow, like a visual novel, picking options, I probably would have said go, full hop back air out of there. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to get under the platform and crouch.
Yeah, and I think that like I like the idea with up air, but I think that like we see what would have happened with the up air
low
here.
percent. Yeah.
With it being low percent, like he just gets traded back. So I think that's why he picked back air, because it's just got like higher duration. And if he hits the end of the back air, he can probably get out of there. And if he hits the beginning of the back air, then I'm thinking he can probably, he probably just trades damage like he would with the up air. So he's not under as much pressure to like hit it. And then
it's a funny interaction.
Yeah, like he gets counter hit, but then he's holding down, so he just like immediately counter hits back. I think that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Trif totally tried the dash attack and got the forward tilt out.
Yep. So what's the logic here? So know what I think he wanted to do?
What?
I think so he finishes like this. Like, let me watch this layers carefully. So he gets this. So he gets this, and he's finishing facing to this way. I think he wanted to, because he turns like, yeah, he forward tilts. I think he wanted to dash that way and to like dash attack to hit through this back air. So
that's what I would have done, and that's what it looked like.
So this makes me question, why is down smash bad then? Because like, if that looks like it would be like one hell of a reversal, like that looks like it would be one hell of a follow through on Bbatts, like, because you've just hit a dash attack, just hit a dash attack through, like, after they've been down smashed, so you've just done a good chunk of damage. You're then getting the dash attack, which is another like 12, and then on top of that, you're hitting them out of their double jump and float, because that's how like Bbatts went for that back air on him, right? So like you're hitting Peach into the air with none of her like recovery resources. If that's the case, I feel like down smash is a really high value. Like down smash sounds like it's a really high value hit.
Yeah.
So let's look at the sharking situation that follows, because like once he gets like, so what happens here?
I guess the grab. Is that no?
Yeah, he gets the down throw, misses the dash attack follow, and then he gets this like float cancel thing. I think that you're right about like the peach that's above the other peach is usually the happy one.
Yeah.
Because, like, you see what I mean? Like, when Bbatts is coming in from, like, those, like, higher trajectories, he looks pretty scary. And it looks like they use the platforms a lot of times to protect themselves or force the other peach to, like, reset to neutral and back off. Like, that's the impression that I'm getting. And then, like, that sharking was, like...
No, but what I'm saying is that I think the peach below has a bit of advantage. I think like peach coming down from that height is, you know, you have like kind of options to kind of catch them coming down with, like, you know, with up air, dash attack, crouch cancel. Like I think you have access to like a lot of things. Like as the other peach is coming down, you can get under platforms and make it like difficult.
Interesting. So I view it kind of like, I view it that way kind of, but I think that like the peach coming... So when they're both fighting in the air, I think that the peach who's higher up has the advantage.
Yes.
But like when
Yes.
when the other peach gets onto the ground, then it's like more even, but there needs to be enough distance between them. Because other times I feel like it's really hard to catch. Like you see how often Bbatts misses him, right? Like for trying to be the peach on the ground. Like those callouts in those air-to-air callouts being like less good means that he's kind of like pushed into like sharking in like I don't know. It feels like a fairly even position to me, and it just like until the peach in the air is forced to commit. Then it feels good for the peach on the ground. But until it gets to that point, it feels like they're both pretty evenly matched. Or at least the peach in the air has like a lot of ways to like disengage and just not deal with the peach on the ground. But maybe I'm wrong, because like he just gets this huge punish here. So maybe you're right on this actually. Because I'm kind of seeing it. So you have to use the platform to kind of like steer the peach in the air so that into a weird spot. But if you do that, then like it seems pretty good. Like
I think when you're on the ground too, like you know, you have access to pull a turnip, they can't, right? And I think
true.
like whichever peach has a turnip is obviously like hugely advantageous. So I think that's like another thing. And when there are other peaches like way higher, I think you can pull a pretty safe turnip, which
you'd probably pull turnip here, wouldn't you? Because like with Trif air dodge,
like right here, yeah, I pull turnip.
Yeah, because like Trif is pulling like going to air dodge onto the platform. Bbatts is still in attack mode because like Bbatts wants to like pressure him. He just got this huge string, so he's trying to keep pressure on. But like with how this just happened, it's probably makes sense for him to pull turnip and then like jump this way so he can establish float. Yeah, okay. Because like that would deal with what Trif did there just like perfectly. So yeah. Okay, I'm starting to see it. Like this. You're making a believer out of me. Because, I'm thinking, and I feel like a lot of these scraps are solved by grabbing more. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because after this, I don't know if you, I don't think this FC Nair is worth anything more than grabbing her here. And the grab is way faster.
So you grab, and so I actually don't know, and this is probably a question for the Peach Cord. You grab at that percent, right? So Trif's at 66. I don't think you can up smash, and I don't think you can nair. So I don't really know what you get off a down throw.
I'm just thinking we
force the F throw.
Yeah, I'm thinking we forward throw her off this. We pummel and forward throw her off the stage for the 13.
I think I'd rather nair, because I think the forward throw you could DI high and away, and now you can recover high, and you're not getting there, and that's a pretty free recovery for them. I guess you can pull turnip, but I think if you nair, they're a little closer. You can maybe follow up. You can maybe catch a jump or a float with like a fair or another nair.
Yeah, but if they're assuming that all things are equal, if they survival DI on the nair, is it really that different than survival DIing on if they survival DI on the nair, is it really that different than survival DIing on the forward throw? That's my question.
I guess I don't know the percents well, so I guess it just kind of depends on kind of how far they send you. I'm thinking the nair's not going to send them too far at 66. Probably weak hit nair's not bad there either.
Well, you know what? This is the wonderful thing about this game. Let's consult the calculator. So let's just find out real quick. So, so 66. So this is what forward throw DI'd in would look like, and we can also add like one pummel because we would get that. So it looks they come out here.
Okay.
And then if we hit them with Nair, clean ID 0. Yeah, they come up. They come
About
out
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if this is why my position is just like, if like the forward throw and the Nair here are like so similar in terms of like what they do. Actually, the Nair is like going to be a little lower because like we had the pummel thrown in there too.
Yeah.
So if we actually look at Nair's hit trajectory, yeah, it's like basically the same. Like 52 frames of stun versus 50 frames of stun. Like it's basically like the same thing. We could also maybe get second pummel too. Like, I'm not sure I'd go for it, but, like, it is, like, a consideration.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we're also assuming that our Nair is full power, because, like, we've been Nairing a lot in this game.
Yeah, might be staled.
Yeah, it's gonna be, like, it's gonna be for, like, 12. I feel like they just wind up doing the same thing. Like...
Poor Bbatts there.
Whoa, what poor Bbatts? Oh, getting, like, what...
Went for the turnip grab, and then, like...
Oh, messed up, and then he just got... Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Blocked.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I didn't even notice that. So, like, he obviously... Do you think he even wants this turnip? I guess so, because he wants to throw it up.
I think you want the turnip, and also you want to take it away from Trif getting the turnip.
Gotcha. So you want to take this out of play, and then throw it up, and then, like, guard this area, so then he... Okay, got it. This all makes sense now.
I also think, like, now you're air-to-air, right, for that next interaction, and I just think it's better to have a turnip air-to-air. You don't want the turnip on the ground because you want like CC down smash and stuff like that.
Well, the nice thing about the ground is you have the choice of whether to pull the turnip or not. Like you don't have to, but in air to air you almost never have it. So, but you usually want it. So, like, yeah, no. This all makes sense.
Each has well, at least I mean, again, I don't know the matchup very well, but like Peach has like it felt like she has confirms off like turnip into stuff against Peach, and it felt pretty.
I feel like she has those in most of her matchups, like in some positions, because like it's a projectile into a thing, right? Like I gotta say, I'm also really impressed with how Bbatts is playing this. I don't like how he threw that turnip down so quickly though.
I think he just wanted to get on the ground, but I probably would have done the same though.
That makes sense. I mean, like it's.
I want 121 too. You know, I think you want to.
True, like you want to get into a position where you can defend. I like his hit and run game. Like this this back air here is so well done. And just gets out of there.
That was grabber there.
I think on like when he messes this up, I think that like the fact that he went for fair here like is definitely like a thing he did in advance. Like I don't think he reacted to anything. I think that was just like Trif is coming at me, do the thing, and he didn't realize and Trif messed up.
No, I meant when he had shielded the dash attack.
Oh yeah, and then he like down tilted for some reason.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, this is a grab attempt.
Yeah, that's a grab or nair.
Which one do you like more here, grab or float cancel nair?
So I'd probably grab because I'm not as fast, but if I were Bbatts, I think float cancel nair because I think now you have Peach and shield, and now you can nair. And what's Peach's? I don't think Peach's fastest out of shield option is beating you at all. So now you get to play that mix up, and I think at that percent, I probably want to whittle their shield and see if down smash pokes, which is what I think they've been doing most of the time. Like after one or two like FC nairs, they're like trying to get that down smash poke because I think like down smash with the dash attack is like probably as good as you'll get at that percent. And I think at a grab, you know, again, I don't really know what down throw actually gives you because like
nair knocks over here.
Smashed. So I've been up smashed out of that, but I don't know if that's just me like being bad at the game or not. And I've also like, you know, I've tried to do it and I get naired out. So, you know, I'm like a little iffy on like what actually works there.
Yeah, so one thing I'd point out is that the nair seems really good to me. Float cancel nair seems really good because it knocks over.
Yes.
So like this is like I'm checking with INI data. Even if you have it staled like staled in the queue to like 12 or like 11 damage, it's still like we're like the high end of 11 damage. Like it has to be scaled pretty significantly from its 14 base for it not to knock over here. So I would say that like that's a pretty good argument I would say that is a very good argument in favor of the like that's a very good argument in favor of just going for the like float cancel there. The one thing I would also kind of consider here is that like down through here you're actionable on 23. And they don't come out of stun until 28, so you don't actually have enough stun into dash attack yet. So I would say like this could be like a way that we can understand that interaction better, because dash attack hits on what, like frame 6, but then you have to like turn around and stuff. Like dash attack looks like it doesn't hit like true combo for a while on herself.
I don't see it too often, and I mean, just like a feel thing, I don't feel like I can get it a lot. Like, it just looks pretty tight, and if you miss that dash attack, you're just like, you know, she's just like arms out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're ripe to get hit.
Well, I mean,
and I think in that case, too, like, you can get hit, and you can get, like, you know, the other Peach can get, you know, something juicy, like a fair or something, you know what I mean? Like,
well, she still goes for it here, right? So like, and it looks like this is a pretty close. It snags the double jump. So I think the other consideration here is like, what does Peach really do when she's off the ground like this, right? Like in this kind of spot, like even if she's not in stun, like what does she have that realistically defends against this push? So I think
that's the first actionable frame that Trif has, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think what does Nair hit on frame
3?
Frame 3. So yeah, probably Nair won't trade. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is why they go for it, because it's just like with how their bodies are lined up. If you just go for the dash attack, it looks tight, but like if you just go for it around like the point where it like kind of works, because according to I Need Data, like they were at 24, so there's only so at 24, they're actionable on 23, and Trif's out of stun on 28. And dash attack doesn't hit, like, dash attack hits on, like, 1 for the turn, 2 for the dash, and then whatever the startup time is, I think, which is 6. So it's actually off by, like, enough time for the Nair to come out. I think the problem is that the Nair doesn't hit in, like, a relevant enough spot for, like, Trif to want to, like, mess with it. And,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go. That's all I really had.
What if they don't? What if they don't DI?
Oh, if they don't DI,
I don't think I can get a regrab, because we talked about this with Marth, that when they at those percents when they don't. But I don't think I'd
probably double jab, honestly.
Double jab Nair.
Double jab dash attack, double jab Nair, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like we're learning a lot about this, honestly.
I like talking through this. This has really helped.
And you can see like how the air-to-air is like, it kind of helps when they're above them, but then like once the person below starts pulling turnips and stuff, or contesting, like using the uses the platforms to kind of like kite them, like it becomes hard, right? Because like that's how Trif is making his ground back in this game. And also like this double jump trick was so well done.
Yeah.
Like just moving a little bit to the side, a little bit up. So I think that's an important.
Perfect.
I think that's like an important thing here, like the fact that he's starting from like this position. Like, so if we draw Bbatts's like movement trajectory, like Bbatts actually, this is a good color. So like Bbatts is moving like this, and then like what Trif is doing is like he's starting here, and then he's using his movement to just crest like the top of like Bbatts's hit trajectory by moving like here and then like here. And like what we can see, how we see that play out here is perfect. Like he's just above where her back air hits. Like absolutely flawless spacing. I don't think that like because then he just winds up having his hitbox like just hitting here, just as Bbatts is like disappearing. Like this is actually just like, this is phenomenal. This is like actually elite level Peach play. It's really, really, really sick to see.
He's so good, man.
And like, oh my god, the little baits he plays with this turnip. Like, look what he does with this turnip after he throws it up. Like, it's like he like wants to pretend he's interested in catching it, and then makes Bbatts back off, so then he gets another clean one. Like, he doesn't lead to anything, but like, it's things like that that really, like, those are making such a difference for him. Great awareness of those. Oh, I love the toad. Unironically, I'm a toad lover. I'm a toad supporter.
I think you get somebody once with it.
I think that it's a move that like you can get people with more than once. I just don't think that like you want to like go for it more than you have to.
No, I think like I also like it as like a timing mix up, like, you know, because like I think that's what, you know, Peach is so bad on ledge, like you just kind of have to use your little tricks.
Yeah, like it fills a niche. Like when Martha's doing his bullshit, sometimes it's what you got. Like
I get Marth the most. There's no character I get about Marth and Falco, because Falco's it'll get laser.
Yeah.
And,
but that's the thing, like, she's so bad on the ledge, and it presents a solution to, like, that position. Like, it's not a great solution, but it presents something she can do to, like, force the opponent to, like, bait or play around something. And, like, that, there is so much value in that. Yeah, I think that what Radar said just there was like really, really key for this matchup. So I'm gonna play that back with a bit more volume.
What did he say?
No options. They're playing. Have actually been pretty interactive. They're just not trying to get into a zone where you kind of have no options. They're playing right around the edge of each other, just kind of chipping away. And Bbatts needs this kill now.
But like that bit about like how they're not really like camping each other. They're just like trying to not like run themselves or like get pushed into a spot where they don't have any options.
I actually think that Bbatts should play a little more patient there, because I also feel like he's like really, because up air is gonna kill, and I think he really wants that, and and like you could just kind of see like he's really and Trif is kind of, you know, down airing, protecting himself, and I think that you kind of there you just want to wait out the float a little better, pull a turnip, kind of play that game a little more, because he's just not finding that what he wants, and because I would want the same thing.
Yeah, so no, let's explore that. So like let's think about how this position changes if like Bbatts pulls instead of like doing this like landing trick, if Bbatts like just baits Trif into this full hop and like stays here with the turnip. Let's actually map that out a bit, because I think that that is an interesting proposition. Because like I agree with you, but I want us to like understand that more concretely. So we're gonna pretend that Peach is still here, and she's like, I'm Peach, and then she's got her turnip, which will be this like ugly like thing. So we'll say it's like the normal turnip. It's not like a dot eye or something. So how does this like having this like change the dynamic, like the dynamics of this situation with her being here? Like
you can catch high, you can catch you know, like any drift away. You have a tool to confirm into stuff. I think that you have something that's threatening, and more importantly, they don't have a turnip.
Yeah, so like
you have something that you have a resource that they don't.
Yeah, so like you have this turnip here. Where does Trif's jump realistically take her? Because I think that that's an important thing for us to know. So she's doing.
Well, that was the other thing I was about to say. Like, you know, talking about resources. Not only do you have a turnip, you know, now Trif is either gonna float or double jump, and those are very important resources for Peach. So now you're on a platform with a turnip, and they have no turnip, and they're minus a jump or a float.
Right. So like yeah. So like with how the camera is, the stage is kind of at an angle. But I see what you're saying. So basically, the idea here is that like because Trif is at eye level with us, if we move into like from this starting position of 1, if we move into like this position up here of 2, like we're kind of like crossing into a zone where at various points we can throw the turnip at Trif and like bonk him to like cut out like these spaces from him. So then that forces Trif to basically like either like go above us with his double jump, or like expend his float defensively to move over this way, basically. Or like drop his drop and like go around here. But like none of those.
I think that's a winning mix-up for you if they're going away. Like they're going farther on stage, and you have the turnip, right? So if you
we've thrown it this way. So if they like like the idea would be that like
okay.
From Trif's position of 1, like Trif could be like here, but minus double jump, minus DJ, here but requires float, or here which requires like fast fall, probably float. And maybe
fast fall, and also your back's to the ledge.
Yeah, true. So like this is not good. I think that we can like kind of rule this one out as like not good. But like these two I think are pretty reasonable. And like in either case, like we've lost a turnip and we've gone here, but like there's no reason that we have to stay here, especially if they floated over here. We could easily double jump land back here, we could pull another turnip. Like that would be a very reasonable 3, I think, for us to do those actions. And then she still has to like the most she can do is come forward here with her 3, but like with her 3, like she could move forward and like follow us here to like this node back to like her original spot. But then like all we've done is we've just nicked one of her like we've weakened one of her like main like resources, and just like we've basically just like created a better overall position. And if she jumps up over like here, what do you think we do? I feel like going over the turnip is probably the play for her. So if she goes over it and winds up here when we've thrown the turnip this way. Like, if we're here and she's up here somewhere, like, what do you think the dynamic
now
of
you
this...
get... Well, if you're Bbatts, now you have a real nice double jump up air that you've been fishing for.
True.
If you catch the jump, right? Because that's ultimately, like, all those other interactions is, like, what, he's trying to get. And I think, like, you get that... I think a better version of that with the turnip, probably.
True. So you could also make a case that like it doesn't even change our play. We could still argue that okay, so Peach has used her like double jump to go up here, which means she doesn't have like burst movement towards the ground. So we can just like double jump land back onto the platform quickly and then play the sharking position from this spot where we have access to like short hop up here, shield drop up here, full hop up here. We also have the option to chase him up here with our up air if we wanted to, so we don't have to necessarily go here. Like we could play our 3 up here. Okay, I see it. Like this all makes sense to me. Because like I think I'd probably go back to the platform if I see Trif jump all the way up there, because I want to prey on the fact that he's used his jump and therefore she doesn't have like double jump cancel land, like she doesn't have DJCs by having no double jump, so she can't like immediately like burst down here with bear or something and like try to like contest me. So I want to play off of that and dash dance grab her for forward throw, which will also kill sooner because we're on the platform. I want to shield drop up here. I want to short hop up here. I want to just do everything from this side platform because it's giving me extra insulation. But like I see what you're getting at. Like the turnip just enhances our position and forces them to do something, and it doesn't matter if that something is like, even if that something is something they can do, it is still like depleted them in some way.
Which I also think that like you can even once they double jump, you are under her, and you I don't think any like kind of aerial that you come down with will beat up air, other than maybe down air, but I don't think Trif would come down with down air.
So you could even I see. So you could even like float here. You could just like hang out here.
You'll win. You're gonna have you're gonna have the advantage because like they're gonna have to come down and you're below them and you're gonna be able to hit them. So you can go for the jump read on the up air, or you can kind of wait for them to come down, and up air will kill.
I see the vision. I like it. Because like
don't know if
Because right now I really don't like what Bbatts is doing. Because like I agree with you. Like I think that he's doing this matchup really well overall, but in this particular position, I feel like he's chasing too much.
Like he wants it.
Yeah, really knowledgeable and know your because efficiency matters even more with her than other characters. I feel like you just have to know your stuff. So I feel like all the high level Peaches just really are like they really know their character.
I know that like it's like a cliche that like especially in Melee, but like I genuinely feel like the Peaches are so distinct from each other. and like I just
Yeah,
think
that
it's so
back air
cool.
again. Yeah, we saw that
not
same.
seeing-
We saw that same
Oh, hold
back
on.
air again. Like,
It's not. It's hold on. Yours. This thing hasn't loaded.
sure,
Let me refresh the Discord page. Hold on.
sure. Okay,
Back. Okay, I can see now.
cool. So I was gonna say, like, I think we see that, like, that little,
little
like, that little hop. I love that little hop. That little hop is so good.
Almost like identical.
Yeah. And I think that, like, yeah, like, I really like... Okay, so
Oh wait,
no, this...
what? It's identical because it was the.
It was the same. It was the same one. Yeah, it didn't reload right where we left off. That's okay. But I think that your observation about like how Trif is just like playing off how desperately Bbatts wants to kill him is really really astute. And I think that we can see that Trif just doesn't really have that same like level of like, he's not like as bothered by how long Bbatts is living to. Like, he's just kind of like, he's just doing his thing.
Everything I've heard from Trif is that Trif is just okay every match lasting 9 minutes and he has fun doing it.
I think he's good with it, whether a match is like a minute or whether a match is 9
Yeah.
minutes. Like, it just doesn't matter to him. It's just like, it's all the same. It's all just melee, baby.
Pure love of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, super patient there.
And, like, the thing is, he knows what hits are, like, okay to get hit by and which ones are not. And he's okay with getting hit by the ones that are not, if it means that... Because it's just, like, who cares if I get hit by it? It's fine. Like, it... Like, he's playing off of, like, Bbatts' need to kill him so effectively. Like, I would not be surprised if he two-stocked him this game. Which sounds ridiculous, given their, like, his percent, but, like, look at, like, seeing how the exchanges are going... Like, oh my god, those like the amount of
Yeah.
let's count the amount of times that he gets that down air. So like, so he gets that one there, and how does he get that? So like he jumps above Bbatts when Bbatts is going for, what is Bbatts going for?
I think he was going for up air.
So he jumps up with the turnip, then double jumps up with a
Bbatts is trying to
around the up air, and then he does the like once Bbatts lands, then he's
trying again. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to back air there.
Yeah, I mean like other aerial kill move, right? And then he aims it at like Peach's head, like very specifically where she has problems covering. And like that's why he's drifting forward the whole time, I think. And then by going through him, then he enables like the easy falling back air conversion. Like, that's just gorgeous. And I think he gets another one coming up soon.
Beautiful.
Because he could have, like, also won the game there. He two-stalked him. That's crazy. Yeah. But you see what I mean? Like as soon as as soon as they stayed in this play pattern for too long, I was just like, yo, I think he takes this stock without without losing one.
I feel like in floaty matchups that it just feels so, it could feel like really helpless when like you really want to kill them and then they just like keep slipping through your little fingers. And
yeah,
it's not good.
Do you want to play?
When the other player notices that, it's very. I think it's an extreme position of advantage when you like kind of feel that kind of angst and desperation.
Yeah. So do you want to watch the next game, or do you want to play a few Peach Dittos to like close out, or how do you want to use the last bit of our time?
Let's watch the next game. Let's watch another game because I want to develop like a game plan where I'm like, okay, like I have these are the things that like I want to like try in neutral. These are the things that I want to go for. This is how I want to play like the matchup from a more like I guess big picture perspective.
Yeah, so and honestly it's good that we have Yoshi's story because this will be a faster one. Like this like it's good because
a very Bbatts pick.
Yeah, and I think we see that coming out in like how the opening interaction goes. Like this was this was Scrap City, and like Bbatts, nobody scraps like Bbatts. with this character.
I would take Peaches here. This is where I would want to go. Like, really any floaty matchup, I want to go here.
I feel like this was a subtle, but like not. This was a subtle timing mix-up. So like the fact that he doesn't hit him, and then like jabs him on the next one, and then immediately transitions into the down smash. I feel like that messed up Trif's like crouch cancel counterattack timing, and that's why he gets hit by like a bazillion damage and dies here. And I feel like that's like the type of thing where it's a very human element of the game, but it makes sense because it's like if you can get them to like if you can interrupt their hold down option. Because a lot of people don't just, like, mash down smash. Like, a lot of times it's like you have a down smash or a down tilt or something that you're going for. You have a follow-up planned after it, and you need to, like, have good timing on it. So, like, you don't actually just mash down smash in a lot of cases. So, if you interrupt that initial action and force them to, like, recalibrate and kind of, like, bounce back from that, but you catch them still holding down, like, you can sometimes get those big down smashes. It's, like, it's a very, like, human thing, but it happens. I feel like that's if I had to criticize Trif's playstyle on one thing, I would say that he doesn't really find those because he's just so worried. Like he's so like he just wants to play everything so like spatially perfectly. Like he doesn't really take any cheese like that, and that's not a bad thing because like in exchange he gets stuff like this where he just doesn't like this nair. How he pulled back on it was so well done. Like. Because what he's doing by nairing in this spot is he's like, if Bbatts comes up with like the umbrella and trades with it, he goes off stage. Like his arm goes into the nair, he flies off, Trif takes like a bit of damage, but like Bbatts could die if he doesn't DI it correctly, and Trif is almost always able to like get the next edge guard. So like that kind of structure is really good and works for him in the long run, I think. But I do think that like he misses out on some short-term gains, which... You know, like, love them or leave them. Like, they're short term, so they're not, like, you know, it's not the be-all, end-all, but, yeah.
I also feel like, as Bbatts fares 3 times, I don't feel like there's a lot of fair in this matchup, which I use fair a lot, and I'm kind of not seeing it out of them.
I just feel like, so I think the issue I have with fair in this matchup is, like, fair is usually used for its knockdown, right? Like, it's early game knockdown and, like, in...
priority.
Yeah, but, like, the priority is kind of like a love it or... Like, you can kind of, like, take it or leave it, because she fights with her hands anyway. I feel like there isn't as much of a need for it as there is in other matchups, and the knockdown just isn't as valuable. Because she doesn't really combo. Game? I think so.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I like how I really like. Yeah, that ferret of shield was dirty.
The shy. I hate shy guys.
I would like to see more grabs from them.
Yeah, they haven't really. I feel like Bbatts is not like fishing for that up air as much this game. Also, the top plat probably affects that as well. But oh man,
Trif like really held down in this last stock. Like the way that he's like kind of like just I love that like dare pullback fair. From like that first match that took forever, like these matches, these matches. Oh wow, we have enough time for the last match. Like this is a fast one. I just saw the stock count and I went, oh my.
Are they going back?
No, I guess Battlefield. I feel Battlefield is like the worst stage he can pick here, other than Dreamland.
I was gonna say like FOD would probably make sense. The thing that he wants to be.
What do you think about FD? Because like I feel like FD is like on the one hand, yeah, like Trif has a lot of space. On the other hand, he has no platforms to move around you.
I wouldn't against Trif, because I just think that it's just big. But I don't know. I think.
Oh my God, the aggression! Like, look at this.
Boom, boom. I think that Bbatts has had like issues getting a hold of Trif in certain situations, so like I wouldn't want to give him. You know, you kind of saw it in Stadium. I wouldn't want to give him that. I don't know if he has no platforms, but I think.
I feel like Bbatts has been using the platforms better in some ways, but then that's like kind of changing with this game. I feel like Trif didn't know what to do with them initially, and now he's like, now that he's figured it out, like this is like a really bad pick.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't like he was using like the going but under them like effectively, but I think that he wasn't quite as sure what to do when he was like over them.
Little overextension.
I actually really like, so this might be weird, but I actually really like that Trif held away on this like back air kind of and didn't go as
I agree.
high. Because like it gives like I feel like it just gave him like I feel like you can sometimes recover too high, you know? And then like because you're in the air for longer, it kind of gives the other Peach like more time to like react to you. Because this is kind of what we're seeing there. Like, that was a really, really good conversion by Bbatts, and it was just sharking, like... Because, like, gets it, like, down throw, like... Down throw nares him, because I guess Trif doesn't want to go over here and get, like, soft dash attacked and potentially lose his jump, so he just accepts he's going to get nared here. And then he just goes up. And, like, this is normally good, but then he gets clipped here, and then it's, like, not clear where he's supposed to go to avoid all this.
And that's crazy because like I for sure go back to when he gets the turnip hit. Like I probably like totally try to like up air right there, but he doesn't. And
Well,
he gets it here.
yeah, because I think that the idea here is he knows it's not going to true combo, so he kind of like fakes it, like he like pretends he's going for it here to make him like do something, and then he gets it. That's how he gets it over here.
Yeah. Trif tries to down smash, I think, there, and he gets the startup for him.
Yep. So it's like it was a really well done bait.
Game is so cool.
They're both really good. That umbrella was like
Melee.
that umbrella was. I like melee. I love melee too. Learning Z jump has not been fun, but like
Are you learning Z jump?
Yeah, I need it. Like, I want to be able to like do the aerials the way I want to do them, and it's kind of weird learning it this late, but whatever. I'll figure it out.
When I learned how to play box, I compared it to relearning how to walk. That played melee like, you know, so long that like I've Smash games in general, so it felt weird to. I can't imagine how Z jump. Oh my god.
I feel you on that. I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah.
I don't feel like Bbatts is as grounded as he was in the beginning of game 1. And I wonder if that's because he feels like he has to force the issue a little bit. But I think that like kind of because Trif really likes to be in the air, and I think that like just kind of getting under the platforms, waiting, like I thought that game plan was better, and I just think that he's just like chasing Trif around. Like Trif is going side to side, and like Bbatts is just like following him. Trif's gonna like try to go to the other side of the stage, and then Bbatts tries to follow him, and it's just kind of like that game over and over again. And I just think that's a winning game for Trif.
Yeah, and I feel like Trif knows that, and he's just like okay, as long as I can get away with this, I'm going to.
So if I'm Bbatts, you know, so like because I'm more of a grounded Peach. I don't really like play like high unless like certain matchups. So it's like I would see myself being Bbatts in this situation, and I'm like, what do I do if they're doing that? I guess I have to pull turnips, and I just have to be patient, right? And I just can't let the clock stress me out until like, you know, later. Right?
Yeah, I think that like so when Peach is through going above us like moving around us like this, like when we're in the grounded position, I think that like one thing I would look for is like that umbrella to me makes no sense. I think that what makes a lot. Yeah, I would be like pulling more turnips. I would be trying to use the turnip to like cut off space. I think the biggest thing that with Bbatts is he's not really cutting off space. He's just like he's just attacking where Trif is.
Yes.
And I think that, like, you can, as long as you can, like, that right there was really well done. It's just that the follow-up afterwards was, like, really aggressive for no reason. See, I'm thinking, like, here, like, you pull turnip every time.
Yes.
Because, like, then you can threaten all this area around here, but because he's gone for, like, a hard read over here, there's no reason for Trif to go there, because he sees, like, where Bbatts is positioning, and that he doesn't have the turnip, so there's no reason for him not to go high. And I think that's, like, that's the biggest thing I see. Like, Trif understands, like, what the biggest difference between the two of them, I think, is that Trif understands what it means, like, when the other peach doesn't do certain things, i.e., like, doesn't have the turnip, and is willing to, like, play off the limitations of that situation. Whereas Bbatts just isn't quite as aware of that and is being a lot more direct. And I'm sure he's aware of it on some level. Like, I'm not saying that he, like, literally doesn't know this stuff. It's more like you're on match point. It's third game. Like, you're down like 2 stocks. Like, it's so hard to keep composed and focused on all of the things you have to do in a matchup in those situations.
Yeah, and
like, cause this looked like a cakewalk. Like as the games went on, this looked like a cakewalk for him. And I think that's like.
It looked like after that point in game 1, when we talked about, like, just Bbatts was just really efficient for the up air, it just really kind of unraveled, I think.
Yeah.
The Yoshi's game was close, but...
Yeah, and then he didn't really play to another, like, stage with his strengths. And you know what? These things happen. Not everyone picks their counter pick perfectly, but I think that there's a lot that we have to take away from that. I think there's a lot that we have to take away from that, from that set.
Absolutely.
So I'm really glad that I think that it was a good call that we watched that, and I just hope that the file didn't get too corrupted or anything from when everything shut down. I'll look into that, but yeah, hopefully we were able to. Hopefully it was spared.
It was very productive. I thought this was really, really good.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm really happy about that, and I think that. And I'm actually really glad I had matched with that Peach player, and we played for like 40 minutes yesterday, because I was like, and I really need to work on this, and I was like, thank God I have coach tomorrow. So okay, this was really good.
Awesome. All right, I have somebody coming up, so I'll let you go.
Go ahead.
But if you have any questions, let me know, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
You're my goat. Bye.
Bye.